Hey guys, I know I'm woefully behind on doing videos, so today I figured I would do a spotlight on one of the guitars in my collection. And the one I picked is this 2009 Gibson Sharkfin. So I've noticed every time I post a video or a picture of this guy, I get a lot of positive response, get a lot of questions too, and understandably so, because as you can see, this is a pretty bizarre looking guitar, especially for a company like Gibson to build. You look at it next to a more traditional Explorer style body, it's quite different. So we're going to walk through the specs, the features, the history that I know of these things. There's not a lot of info out there, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video. So let's get into it. So we'll start with the history that I know of this guitar. This is a 2009 model. It was the only year that they made them, and they were supposedly going to make 350. So best case, there's only 350 of these out there. Now, I've heard a story, and I've yet to verify it, but I've heard a story that these were not selling very well, and there was a flood at the factory or the facility where they were storing the bodies and the necks, and supposedly a bunch of them got warped and damaged, and management made the decision to just cut the run short because they weren't selling well in the first place. So it's possible there's only 40 or 50 of these out there. As far as your specs go, you got mahogany body, mahogany neck, ebony fretboard. You got these really cool tuners. I think they're Gotos, but they're branded Gibson. And then you've got the 496R neck pickup and the 500T bridge pickup, which are the ceramic pickups. They were, I believe, the hottest pickups that Gibson made at this time. Every guitar in this run also came in this silver paint job, which I think is the same silver they use on the Silverburst Les Pauls for the middle. It seems to age out the same way as you can see on this example. It's kind of turning green, yellowed out a little bit. And it was very lightly sprayed. If we can get the camera here, you can definitely see a lot of wood grain. Obviously over the years it's sunk in a little bit, but I think they were pretty much like that new from the factory. Now, I think a lot of folks, myself included, when I first saw this, was thinking, wow, this is pretty crazy. Like, Gibson doesn't make new shapes very often. But upon closer inspection, they really didn't make a new shape. They actually took the Explorer shape and just removed some parts of it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to line up this Banker Explorer, which, even though it's not a Gibson, it's as far as I know, the same dimensions, same exact size as a 58 Explorer. I'm going to line it up with this one so you can see how they just took this body blank and used a CNC machine to turn it into the Sharkfin. All right, so now we've got them lined up. You can see up top here was the first modification. Of course, I can't get it to line up exactly, but they just scooped out the top of the wing there. These lines on the side are essentially identical, and then they scooped out the bottom. Let's see if I can line it up. Yeah, so they just cut out the bottom there, and then on this side, these lines are pretty much identical. And of course, the other big difference would be the reverse headstock. So it's the same headstock, it's just reversed. And what's really neat is that, you know, when it's on a stand, the logo's upside down, but of course they did that because when you pick it up and you're playing it, it would be right side up. So as you saw in some of the earlier clips, this particular example is definitely not mint condition. This thing, I would say it's in good condition. It has a lot of scratches, a lot of dings, a lot of wear, a lot of aging. I kind of like that though, because I mean, how often do you get a really limited, weird Gibson that isn't totally collector condition? So it's like, you know, you can actually play it and not worry about putting a little scuff or a scratch on it here or there. All right, we'll take a look at the back here as well. So as you can see, the strap button has been moved. It's supposed to be up here. The guy moved it down here. It does balance better where he put it, so I just left it there. Here's your input jack. Obviously, control cavities in the same spot as a normal Explorer. Strap button's in the same spot here. We'll get a glimpse of these tuners for you. And then this one is numbered, looks like 48, so I'm assuming that's 48 out of 350. Of course, made in USA, 2009. And there again, you can see the wood grain, you know. And of course, we got a little finish crack going on there too, but all comes with age. So I did make a few modifications to this guitar when I got it, just to suit it to my taste. I swapped the pickups out, so I've got a Gibson custom bucker in the neck, and the bridge is a Seymour Duncan Custom Shop Warren DeMartini pickup. Very hot. And then I swapped the pots and the volume knobs out for 1980 Gibson pots. Well, that about covers it for the Sharkfin, guys. Last thing I'll say about these, they are featherweight guitars. This thing weighs 6 pounds on the dot, which is even less than my vintage Gibson Vs. So it's very light, very resonant, very loud acoustically. So now we're gonna plug it in, and I'm gonna let you guys hear what it sounds like.